Welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. My name is Frankie, and I'm here with the Inspector Who Reacts. And we're only going to talk about Ahsoka, no big deal.
Oh yeah, like those 2 minutes.
Yeah, again, nothing really happened this week,
No.
And Mixie, I certainly hope you're joking. I certainly hope you have watched the episode, because if you have not, get out of here.
Yeah. Sorry. This is the Ahsoka time.
Mm-hmm.
You had your 24 hours or
yes. I'm not going.
22 hours.
We appreciate your commitment. We appreciate that. Ruin it for me. I dare you. Watch me. Boom. Thrawn. There you go. Which I don't know about anybody else, but I personally did not think we were going to see Thrawn yet. I really thought it was going to be a slow burn to Thrawn.
Yeah, no, it was like almost like right out the gate.
Yeah.
But this was a very slow episode, but I really liked it. It's a new arc, so we're getting a slow kind of adjustment to this new area of exploration, this unknown world.
What was weird for me though was that it actually went by fast for me. Like when we got to the ending, with like they're closing in on Thrawn or whatever. I was like, wait, it's over already? But wait, where's Ahsoka? I really like it went by so fast for me. I thought it was, I don't know. They really drew me in this episode because I guess because there was so many like little details and a lot of unexpected moments. Like there were so many good things in this episode. Like from the beginning, I loved in the beginning. You know, when Ahsoka is
Hu Yang
is with Hu Yang, and she's like, you know, tell me the stories. You know, and I love how he goes a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
He says
like,
the thing.
Oh, yes.
Does this mean Hu Yang has been recording all of Star Wars?
I guess so. I always thought it was R2-D2, but I guess it was him.
Yep.
Ahsoka, not an episode of Ahsoka. Ryder went to the same school as that person who's Boba Fett. She was in it. She was just wasn't in it for much.
Yeah, look. Sure, a Mandalorian did take up most of the episode.
It's always those Mandalorians. My gosh, always stealing the thunder.
What's the Mandoverse?
Yep, I guess so.
Ahsoka's just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's like there's always one episode that has to like not have the main character for a while.
Yeah, that's
like
the new Star Wars trend. But you know what? But then I think about like Doctor Who has done that.
Yeah,
and
there's definitely been episodes where the Doctor's been Doctor Light, and there's been character focused, but it's like, which those have been good episodes.
Exactly, like the one I always think of is like the Weeping Angels. I mean, they're in it, but like the main focus is, you know, what was it, Susan Sparrow, whatever it is.
Sally Sparrow, yeah.
Sally Sparrow, Susie. I don't know who Susie is. But yeah, and you know, Star Wars gets away with it too. You know, they somehow managed to make it a good episode. No, I don't need to watch it.
I mean, yeah, the episode's still good, and it's not like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure Ahsoka is literally like gonna be the next 2 episodes focused. But I did like how this was a big kind of slow introduction to this unknown stuff. We got a lot of new information about stuff. The Night Sister like lore. Apparently, they're not even from our galaxy.
Yeah,
they're from this place, which makes me wonder: like, is their force our force, or is their force their own force? Like, is the force like different in this galaxy?
It's a good question. Yeah, I thought all the details about the Night Sisters were so interesting. I mean, the Night Sisters have never been like my favorite characters. Obviously, I always root for the good guy, but like they're fascinating characters, and like
they're a very interesting culture.
Yeah, and like we saw a little bit more of that in this episode, and it was just all the little details were so interesting.
And this, I guess, I guess the Night Sisters aren't extinct. Like we've always been, I don't know, from all the other Night Sister characters we've encountered, it always feels like, you know, like Ventress and Marin from the Jedi games, and this Morgan always felt like they're the last of their kind, and apparently no, they're not. They're just others. But these the ones we've met here, it's actually, again, it's really cool to kind of see, like, yeah, there would still be some left behind on this planet. Not everybody left the planet.
Yeah.
This planet apparently, I guess, being like a whale graveyard. Like the whole ring is all of their bones. Kind of like, I guess it's like salmon, the thing that salmon do when they breed or something.
Yeah.
They swim upstream.
I was trying to understand. I was like, so does this mean when they migrate back to that planet that means that's the end of their life? So like when this whale comes back with Ahsoka, like does that mean it's like time for it to die? Like
maybe like they do that, and then new whales, like the whales that are born leave. So we gotta wait, and maybe that explains why Ezra didn't come back, because his whales just were like, okay, our job is done. Time to die now.
Right, right. Yeah, like there's got to be a reason why they were trapped there. So obviously, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little confused about that, I guess, but
but
it's interesting.
that is
Ahsoka.
yeah, it's an interesting detail. And what else? Oh, kind of going back to Ahsoka. It was interesting how she's still kind of uh she's not happy with Sabine's choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like, and because of Sabine, we got to deal with a threat when the threat could have been dealt with a while, like right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I do like Hu Yang pointing out, like Sabine, sure, she made the choice for herself, but it was also like probably the best choice she had at that time.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of survival.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and she's so she asked for the story, and here we get Sabine. So she's just a prisoner for now, for like half of it, and she's still trying to test the Force.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of find it funny how they're like teasing us with it, like, oh, does she, and nope, no, it's nothing else.
Yeah.
Like
they keep
making us think that she does have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure she does. It's kind of interesting how they keep subverting. Like, they keep saying, nope, something else. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's going to come to her when she needs it the most. That's what I'm assuming.
Yes, she did. Very, very thick ones.
Yes. the famous Star Wars binders.
Mm-hmm. She got even a little bit of extra bindings too.
Yes.
with the witches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so I guess all that. I really liked how this was. I don't know. It felt weird how this was filmed, this episode, because it felt like more of those sci-fi fantasy kind of stories, or shows. It felt almost Star Trek or Farscape or something like another kind of sci-fi show like Battlestar Galactica, or I'm just thinking of a bunch of other. It still felt like Star Wars, but it felt like it was different. It felt more fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
There was much more mysticism or magicalness to this feeling, because I guess just because we were on the planet more, and there was less of the sci-fi in it, even though we did see a Star Destroyer show up.
Which, let's talk about those troopers, the night troopers.
Those stormtroopers are so intimidating.
Yeah.
I love them.
The chanting, the way they looked, their whole vibe,
they feel like they're battle hardened. Like they've been through some fights and they've survived. So I feel like these are the stormtroopers that are not gonna miss.
Yeah, well, think about how they've been living. They have to constantly defend themselves, constantly training.
They've been surviving for the last decade.
So it makes sense.
And I've heard a theory that maybe some of them are been enhanced by the Night Sisters.
Ooh, maybe.
Or maybe some of them are undead. They've been resurrected. So it's like zombie stormtroopers, or Thrawn's got an army. And later in the episode, we get they are bringing the catacombs with them. Mm-hmm. So is Thrawn bringing an army of undead with him as well? Okay, interesting plan here, Thrawn. But yeah, the Star Destroyer looks so good. Everything. And then we finally get to meet the man himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird hearing that voice come out of a real person.
Yeah.
Even though it's his voice, it's weird seeing it in live action.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and Thrawn looked. I really liked how he looked in this. And his eyes felt darker and they glowed more
Yeah.
than like the cartoon. It felt more. I felt like he was closer to the alien he was depicted as in the legends a little
Mm-hmm.
more. And I think I don't know. I have to rewatch it again, but it felt like he didn't blink at all in this.
That cold
He
stare.
just stared at you the whole time. It was like very, very. Gosh, it's again. He's so intimidating, even though he has
Mm-hmm.
no. Even though he's just a person, he's just
Right.
so smart. But yeah, and we meet with them. We meet with the Night Sisters. He's been helping with the Night Sisters, and I guess he's been stuck on this planet because there's probably nowhere else to go, or rather, there's nowhere he knows where to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to stay where you know where your resources can come from.
Yeah.
Um, and and I feel like that might explain like why he hasn't found Ezra or gone to capture Ezra, is because he doesn't want to waste resources on Ezra. Basically, Ezra's not going anywhere without him. So
It is kind of weird how
they're both.
like Sabine found him no problem, and
Yeah,
like Thrawn allegedly, like yeah, it's like almost like well, like what you're saying, like did he just not bother with him,
yeah.
like not want to waste the reason, but like I
I
don't
think they
know.
were.
I'm like you have all those men. You think all those men couldn't take out Ezra? Like maybe he wasn't a threat to him. I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
I I think I've heard some talk about that, and I kind of I think it is a mix of like he didn't want to waste the resources on tracking down Ezra when right now all the focus was on mainly surviving,
Mm-hmm.
and um oh and yeah, and he's even like talked about how they've lost people along the way, but even apparently it's like they've been keeping tabs on Ezra. They kind of had his like location or something.
Mm-hmm.
They helped to give Sabine a place to start a starting point. So I feel like they knew where Ezra was. They just couldn't just couldn't focus on capturing him. And I feel like another thing is possibly maybe Thrawn, you know, is working with the Night Sisters, but there's still that chance he can't fully 100% trust them. So Ezra's like a backup plan to
Mm-hmm.
get him. So like Ezra's way of escaping could be his way of escaping. So he's like he needs Ezra to separate in a way. He's like, okay, Ezra's plan B, which I could see that being it. But it seems he doesn't want to deal with any Force users.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why he doesn't care about Shin and Balon. He's
Right.
like, just they'll deal with the Jedi, and maybe once Ezra and Sabine are taken care of, then I'll have my troopers take care of Balon and Shin, and I won't have to deal with them.
I knew
If
they were going to be expendable to him. Like, how come I can see that and they can't? I mean, I realize they're fictional, but you know what I'm saying? Like, why would Thrawn care about them at all? Like, I feel like that's like the stupidity of every villain in every like story. Like, how do you not see that you are expendable?
well, the thing is, I don't think like Balon and Shin. It seems like they're not here for Thrawn anymore. It's like there's something
Right,
else here
right.
they're looking for. Like they have a different goal. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if Thrawn leaves them. There's something here for them,
Maybe
and I'm
like you were,
curious what that
maybe
is.
like you were saying, maybe there's like this other, maybe the Force is different out here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I think Balin and
Yeah,
Shin are team them, not Thrawn. Yeah.
somewhat. They're kind of under Thrawn's orders, but it seems like Thrawn doesn't want to have to deal with them. It's later on.
But even if
Like he
they
doesn't have the anti-force lizards, the Yalasamari or whatever they were called
mm-hmm.
in the original books.
Right, right.
So he doesn't have like a way to protect himself from the force. So it's like I'd rather not deal with any force users even ones that are on my side.
Even if they're not for Thrawn, like they have to suspect that like that they are expendable to him. Like they don't feel threatened by him at all. I don't know. I think
I feel like that's that confidence they have, and again, if they find the power they need, then they like again the Force is more powerful than whatever power Thrawn. Like Thrawn may be smart, but still the Force is like his one weakness in a way.
Maybe Valen wants Ezra and Shin to make babies. Who knows? God. They got to find something to pass the time, so.
Actually, that was one thought I thought. What if Ezra is the power they're looking for? Like maybe Ezra has become really powerful or learned something here, and
he's mastered the Force. Thing.
He's like what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And I was also thinking, like, what has Ezra done in the last like decade too? Like, what's he been? Has he been like learning new ways of the Force? Has he made a new lightsaber, or is he just like going to be a mage? Nope, like Force only, no saber.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Which would be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to see a non-saber Jedi fight or something like that. And Sabine's got a little pet wolf coyote bat dog thing.
Big dog. He's so cute. If anything happens to any of those creatures, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, I know. I'm really like worried. I was like, I'm so concerned about
yes.
But I was kind of when Sabine after Sabine like gets attacked by the nomad bandits or something, mm-hmm. and she's like, she wins that fight and starts walking away, and the little dog's following her. She's like, "Go away! You left me!" It's like, what? I mean, Sabine, he's your ride. You don't scare off your ride. You need a way back. What are you doing, girl?
I know.
And he's just a puppy. Come on.
And he was so sad. He was so cute.
Yeah. And then the dog leads her to these hermit crab people, mm-hmm. which also are very interesting. I love their design too. It's like they're just crab people aliens, but they got little vests and clothes, and they're little practical puppets.
And in the captions on my screen, it came up that they were called Noti, Noti.
Noti. Okay. I think Ezra may have said their name later.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Watching this, like any Star Wars show with the captions on, is very informative. Like that was how I knew that the troopers were called night troopers. One of the troopers was named Enoch.
Enoch, yeah.
Like otherwise, even if they like maybe they say those things, I miss it. I don't pay attention. I'm more of a visual person. But
yeah, I usually don't. Because the subtitles can spoil things, I usually don't have them up.
Oh.
Because again, I'll read something ahead of watching it, and then we'll kind of be like, "Oh man."
I didn't know that was over there.
When you read something and then the line gets cut off, it's like, oh man, this person's gonna get hit or there's gonna be attacked.
Yeah, that's true. I guess like I don't think it's happened for me yet.
But it is cool. It is interesting that you can like going back, you can like look at the subtitles and get that information.
Yeah.
So they're called night troopers with the Thrawn. Which again, I felt like they were like almost like a legion, like they were like something like Roman or something, like a gladiators. Or all that.
There are dogs everywhere, even on a planet in the galaxy. Yes.
And yeah, when we first saw those dogs, or at least we saw them in the distance, I thought they were the Loth Wolves. I thought that maybe like the Loth Wolves were kind of here, like because of Ezra or something.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of connection. But I guess maybe these are it's just different wolves. But yeah, so Sabine is led to this village, which is like a little RV or camper home, little place. You got little antennae and campsites and all that sort of stuff in there. I like the designs, and we meet the other, the boy, the man. He's grown up.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a shaggy beard and hair.
Yeah, his clothes are different. He's got some facial hair, but he sounds like Ezra, which is so cool.
It's him, like, just
Yeah.
years later, and it feels weird just seeing this reunion, but because it's like they're just almost in shock at seeing each other, but it's like, hey, it's been a while. It's
I
so
thought it was
casual.
yeah, I thought their interaction was going to be more dramatic. Like I would if my friend had disappeared for like
Hmm.
however long it was, I would be like running to them crying.
Hugging, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and but yeah, I also like Ezra's like asking, "Hey, how'd you get here?" And Sabine's like, don't worry about that." Like, Sabine, tell him.
Yeah.
Like, girl, what you like? I know, like, it's actually Sabine's always been very reluctant to reveal things.
Mhm.
She's always been like that. It's like, come on, stop that. Especially now. He needs to know. uh, but Balon and Shin have, I think, found themselves some allies with the Nomads in their
Mhm.
hunt for Sabine. So that one's not good.
Our enemy's enemy is our friend.
Yep. And yeah, that was Ahsoka. That was
Yeah.
Ahsoka's-
Ahsoka herself did not make it there yet, but in the next
Nope.
episode, unless they cut to her next episode, maybe next week will be a her episode. Who knows?
It's like it's 8 episodes, but 2 of them are dedicated to other characters.
Well, that's the way they roll. So, um, but I don't. We'll probably see Ahsoka. Yeah, I guess Ahsoka and Thrawn will duke it out. Can Ahsoka take on those night troopers? I mean, let's find out.
She's taking on clones. So.
Was this a 15-minute mini episode?
Yeah, and it seems actually that was something else. Like the Night Sisters here are, unless Thrawn told them about it, they seem to be familiar with Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
even though I don't think the Jedi ever came out this far, unless they. Well, there's a lot of like apparently like ancient stories
Yeah.
that Balon keeps mentioning and such, and even like Hu Yang mentions some ancient stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is a lot of like stuff that is, way back before time was counted, as the Night Sister said.
Yeah.
There's stuff that probably we don't know about, like clashes and battles and interactions.
Mm-hmm.
I even kind of wonder now that I think about it, could the Star Wars movie about the origin of the Jedi, the one that's coming out or planned, could that revolve around this? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. It sure could.
that could
That'd be interesting.
we could get like some Night Sister stuff in that
Mhm.
movie. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they apparently they can foresee Ahsoka's on the way
Mm-hmm.
with the whales. So Thrawn is like, okay, I'm not dealing with them again. Take them out as soon as they get here. And yeah, and that's where we left off. So we're gonna have to. So Ahsoka's gonna have a fight on her hands as soon as she gets here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nothing better happened to Hu Yang or the giant puppies. I don't care about anybody else.
don't care about the crabs.
Oh, the crabs too. All the animals and droids, they all have to survive this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yeah,
else is expendable.
Hu Yang has to survive because he has to tell our story. He has to
Yes.
tell our story a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Exactly. What about the space bells? Them too. But I think they've kind of implied that they're going to die at some point.
They're already on their way to die.
Yeah.
This is their goal. And but yeah, I enjoy it. I really like this episode. It makes me, again, this is like, after all the kind of hype we had with Anakin last episode, this is kind of a nice, calm,
Yeah.
but new introduction to the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had our nostalgia, now we're getting our new, a new journey, per se.
Yeah.
the start of that, and I it's one of those things where I don't know how this is gonna end.
Yeah.
Or I have a feeling it's definitely probably gonna end with Thrawn getting back to our galaxy, the
Mm-hmm.
Starman Galaxy. But does what happens to Ezra, Ahsoka, Sabine? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. Or even like Shin and Balon, do they survive this, or do they join, or what? There's so much uncertainty.
Mm. Well, yeah, I keep wondering about Balin because since the actor died, like, are they gonna like kill him off
Yeah.
screen or
Does
just write him off? Like maybe he stayed
could he
behind.
die at the end of this? So
Maybe.
I part of me kind of feels like Balon is a character that would die.
Mm.
I think like he's our main villain to
Right.
die. Since we can't kill Thrawn, we can take out Balon.
Yeah.
Shin is another one where I'm uncertain if she's gonna die or not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she could, but I kind of hope not because I feel like she's an interesting character too. Or I would like to see more of her.
Yeah, the two of them were so like I love this was a great episode for Balin and Shin. Like we got to know them a little bit better. Like Balin talking about the order and like feeling like a little nostalgic almost.
Yeah,
And Shin asking him about it, like she's curious and the
she
two of
never
them
had
were
that
so good.
experience. Yeah, again, yeah, I really like all. I mean, it's so weird how I like my familiar characters because I've been with them for so long, like Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra,
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn, all that sort of stuff. But these are new characters, and I'm also really enjoying them. They're doing really good with these these introductory character villains, but I'm already wanting more of them, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad that if Balon doesn't die and has to continue on, I'm sad that it isn't gonna be Ray Stevenson anymore because
Yeah.
he's doing so good,
Yeah, he really is.
and like the whoever is going to replace him has got some big shoes to fill. But
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those where I do kind of hope Balon does die, just so we don't have to replace him.
Right, right.
It would be a good ending to his journey
Mm-hmm.
as the character
Yeah.
too. Um,
Balin used the world between worlds to interrogate your dream, all of them in one place.
that that's actually another thing. He says he's looking for the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's trying to find a way into the world between worlds so he can like undo the past or something.
Maybe.
I like basically just go back in time and ruin everything. um that's what he says he's looking for. But I'm curious what else that means. Like I just need to know what he means. There's also another thought I thought about. So there's in Legends there was a dark force god basically. You know how we had like the father, the son, and the daughter.
Uh-huh.
Apparently there was also the mother
Okay.
that Luke,
Mm-hmm.
like the Abeloth, the Abyss or something, that Luke had to deal with, and the rest of the Jedi Order at some point, which was I I haven't like gone into detail. I don't know how or what they did,
Mm-hmm.
but that was like something they had to deal with in the unknown regions, and I'm curious if that's the power Balon's looking for, like maybe the other parent of the Force is here.
Maybe.
it it could even maybe like the Night Sisters. It could be part of the Night Sister magic too, like the mother. Like that's always Mother Taliesin, mothers of the Night Sisters. So the Mother Force could be here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, and it didn't feel like a lot happened in this episode, even though a lot did happen.
Yeah.
It was like long but quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
It was a good episode. I liked all you know, the little details like about the Night Sisters and about the old stories, you know.
Yeah. It
And
brings in that fairy tale feeling.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I like the moments between Balin and Shin in this episode especially.
Yeah.
So they're such interesting characters. Like, and I never like the bad guy, you know, like
Mhm.
in any movie or show, but especially in Star Wars, I don't like the dark side characters. But like this is the first time that I've ever, well, aside from Reva from Kenobi, but aside from her, I'm never really interested in like getting to know the dark side characters better. But like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I just they're both such great actors. They're both such interesting characters, and like when they're both on screen, it's like I can't take my eyes off of them, and like I'm so like drawn into what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah. Like they've already left a good impression, even though they've just
Yeah,
been introduced.
yeah.
Um, and gosh, I just there was actually another thought. It's like, what if Ahsoka, what if Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra get trapped here? What if they get left, and
It's
now the rest of the Ahsoka show just takes place in this new galaxy?
they start their own
This
Jedi
is
Order
how Dave Filoni saves Ahsoka. He invents a whole new galaxy just so he can
just
keep
for
her
her.
out
He
of the
would do that,
first
wouldn't he?
galaxy.
George is gonna be shaking his head. Dave, that's not how the Force works.
And it's like it's either that or I have to deal. I've got the sequels like that. Like I'm gonna make my own sequels in my own galaxy.
Yes.
Disney. Uh, yeah, I'm excited because we got 2 more episodes, and then it feels weird how this show feels like it's been on for a while, but also it feels like it's been rushing by. I think it's
Yeah.
because I just knew I thought it was gonna be 6 episodes, but now it's longer, so it's like, oh, okay, I've got more. I wasn't preparing myself for the finale. I prepared myself for the finale way back, and now I was like, oh, I'm past that. Now I'm here with. Now I got to prepare myself for the finale again.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's also more ponchos. Sabine's got the poncho look now.
Yeah, I like her poncho.
Yeah, and she looked, and that fight she had was pretty good too, where she's being overwhelmed, but she's like using the enemy as a shield. She's blocking. She
Mm-hmm.
has to use the saber at some point.
Yeah.
It was a really good fight they had there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see. I'm just excited for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do want to see more. I was kind of hoping we'd see more of this galaxy, so I wonder if we will.
Yeah, maybe.
Or it's just, hey, let's stop by one planet and then leave. Never to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
This galaxy's off limits. You know why? Because this Earth is somewhere out there. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, so good episode, 2 left, and we will be back next week to talk about part 7 of Ahsoka.
Will the Force awaken in Sabine in episode 7?
We're anxiously waiting.
Because we've had Anakin Strikes Back, we've had Return of the Jedi with Ezra,
This is true.
and now maybe the next episode is The Force Awakens.
It'll be about time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next stream. Bye, everyone.
Bye.